Everybody need a little fresh air.
Alright, y'all. In this vlog, I want to talk about situational awareness, okay? Paying attention to your surroundings, okay? Very, very important. Right now, we living in a time where it just may cost you your life not paying attention to your surroundings, okay? I've been wanting to do this vlog for a minute. Been wanting to talk about it for quite some time now. I have some friends, some loved ones who, they fall right there in that category of, they don't want to face that reality that we don't live in a world where you're just 100% safe no matter where you go, and criminals don't follow the same moral compass, or shit, I don't even think they have a moral compass. They're not on the same type of time as a regular civilian, they don't follow, they're lawless, criminals are lawless, so they're not gonna have your safety in their best interest. That's up to you to have your safety in your best interest. So that's why I want to do this vlog, talking about situational awareness. Most people who don't believe in carrying firearms, most of them never been in a position where they had to protect their own life. A good majority of people who have been in that position, may have been robbed or at gunpoint or been in some type of traumatizing situation. They definitely value their life a lot more after those situations. So you got some of the people who are anti-firearm. They ain't never been in that position, before, where they had to really protect their own life, so I get it. I get why, I was robbed before, as a teenager, long before I was, a concealed carry, before I even cared to dive into dealing with firearms. So I just want you guys to really take heed to this message and pay attention to your surroundings. I want to share a video that I came across out of Seattle as the perfect example, one of the examples of how you can be targeted and victimized in the snap of a finger by a group of individuals who do not have your safety, obviously, in their best interests. I want y'all to check out this video, and after we check out this video, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about it, and we can move forward.
Caught on camera, several people wearing masks with guns try to carjack someone in Kent. Dashcam footage shows the terrifying moments when the driver realizes what's happening. King County Sheriff's officials tell Fox 13 News this attack happened in broad daylight on Friday, just before 10 in the morning. Now, AJ, you had covered this. Investigators said the man behind the wheel was driving to the Pacific Raceway for an event. He noticed another car following him. In the video, you can see the victim slow down to let the car pass, but instead the suspects try to block him, as you can see here. 4 people with masks jumped out of the vehicle, and then that's when the driver takes off, ramming his truck into their car. Deputies tell us the suspects eventually left the scene. No arrests have been made, and detectives are still working to identify the masked people in this video. If you know anything about the incident, call the King County Sheriff's Office.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Okay, now, so as you can see in the video, this man, okay, first off, I want to say I'm happy nobody was hurt in this video. I'm not making this video to judge the gentleman who was driving the vehicle. I just want to mention a few things about being aware of your surroundings. Okay, so if you pay attention in the video, he's on he's on a road. Okay, doesn't look like it's a main road. It looks like it's, I don't know, it looks like I don't see anybody. I don't see any landmarks. I don't see any other cars. I don't see any other signs of life. Not even a squirrel. There's nothing out there. Okay. The news lady says he noticed a car was following him, right? And then he pulls over to let the car pass. Now, me, if I notice a car following me, I'm definitely not pulling over, first off. Second, I'ma already be watching my surroundings, okay? I'm not pulling over. I'm letting that, we all been in these situations where if somebody thought you was driving too slow, they would have just went around you, okay? You don't never pull over. When the video starts, you can see, when the video played back, you can see that, this gentleman had some time to, no, I don't want to say he had time. When the car pulled, soon as the car pulled up and cut the truck off, in that split second, okay, let's go through some scenarios of what could have been on this man's mind. I mean, we hear his reaction, he's whoa, 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 whoa. But one thing I want to point out is, I believe they say several, but I only seen 4. I seen 4 people. Look like the driver hopped out. Everybody hopped out. And it doesn't, He's driving down the road, making my way downtown. Driving fast. He's all, I just, one thing about, I don't know. I'm kind of, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm judging the decision he made because he got away. He wasn't hurt. He might have, got some damage to his vehicle. All that could be fixed. I mean, you can't get your life back. If they would have took your life, you wouldn't have got it back. The car you could fix, you could replace, but you wouldn't have got your life back. So I do want to applaud him for making that decision to just drive off, and that opportunity. And this is what we say. This is what, depending on where you live at, because if you understand your ground state, he could have ran him over as soon as he seen him hop out the car, he could have just drove right into him, Like I said in the beginning of the video, these criminals don't care, They take your life, take your belongings, and they gone, So that's one thing that I do want to say he did right by just taking off. But like I said, it's about knowing your surroundings, okay? I just probably wouldn't have, pulled over at all. I don't know if this man had a firearm, but get you one of these, man. Get you one of these, man. We clear YouTube. It's clear. Nothing in there. Get you one of these, man. It's all about, protecting your life. Like I said, I don't know if he had a firearm or, drawing a firearm would be the smart thing to do at that point in time, which I don't recommend at that point where, they pull over, cut you off, you outnumbered. He could have got himself killed pulling out a firearm. But I'm just saying, in that split second when they cut the car off and you seen him hop out, okay, green light went off in his head and it was time to go. So I do applaud him for that decision once again. But in that split second of seeing those men hop out that car, okay, with your chances with a firearm, would you trust your chances with a firearm or with I don't have my other phone on me, but with another cell phone? Okay, in that split second, dial 911. I think in this particular video, this guy definitely made the right choice of just pulling off. But it looked like, like they said, the criminals maybe turned around and went the other way. Obviously, they didn't pursue him. But yeah, I do want to applaud him for getting away when he had the chance, because you're not always gonna have that type of wiggle room out of these situations, So situational awareness, guys. I'm telling you, pay attention to your surroundings. Please pay attention to your surroundings. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All I wanted to talk about, because I wasn't even gonna touch this topic, with this particular. I think this incident probably, once it says it was loaded a month ago. So yeah. Once again, I applaud that gentleman for making it up out of that situation with his life. But once again, it's about situational awareness. Pay attention to your surroundings, people. All right? That's going to be the end of this one. I was going to try to get into another one, but I'm still kind of, you know, I'm still kind of like thinking like, man, you know. Anyway, we're gonna do a part 2 to this. You know, I'm gonna get into doing these type of reviews more for the channel. But yeah, y'all drop down in the comment section what y'all think, you know, about this situation here. And we chop it up on the next one. Moving forward.